Okay, today guys, I'm going to be showing you how I shade hair. This may not be how like, people have different methods. This is just my method, and it was adapted. Like, I created my type of style based on other tutorials. Maybe some people have the same style as me, I don't really know, but this is just my method of shading. And the person who requested this video, her comment will pop up on the screen right about now. And I know I was probably supposed to do this like days ago, but I just couldn't get to it. Like, I just didn't have any motivation. I was really busy. So anyways, let's get on to the tutorial. So first you're going to want to screenshot your picture, and then you're going to want to go to any background erasing app. And I just use Magic Eraser. You don't have to actually use another app for this. You can use Ibis or IBS Paint. I don't know how you pronounce it, but you can use that app to erase the background. But Magic Eraser just works best for me. So now you're just going to want to import the picture, or just add it on the canvas when you're already there, like I did. And when you're done with that, you're going to want to lower the opacity and make sure you're on a different layer for the line art. My stabilizer is on 10, but yours doesn't have to be. And the brush I use is Dip Pen Hard. And another thing you want to keep in mind is that you don't want your stabilizer as high as mine was, because as you can see, I'm struggling to get it like correct since it modifies it so much. You might want to, like, 5 or 4 would probably be good. And if you want to go higher, you can. It doesn't really matter. Just if you want it to be a little bit more accurate, like in the middle would be the best. Now that you're done with your line art, you're going to want to go back to your other layer and raise the opacity back to 100%. Eyedrop your color, and then go onto another layer under your line art layer and just fill in the hair. I like to use the gap recognition option, because for pieces of hair that aren't really covered, you don't want the paint going out of it, so it's just easier to use. And if that doesn't work, then you're just gonna have to paint like a little border for the paint not to come out, if that makes sense. Now that you're done filling in the hair, you're just going to want to add a new layer, make sure to clip it on, and then you're going to use the blending mode multiply. Then you're going to want to use the brush Dip Pen Fade and basically use it in the way I'm using in the video. Another thing you can do is basically draw like a border around the piece of hair that you're shading, if that makes sense. I don't know, it just makes it look more defined, like each piece, and more realistic / 3D, in my opinion. Basically what I'm doing now is making individual hair strands, and I'm just going to want to click another layer, click multiply, and decrease the brush size. Now you're going to want to go on a different layer and choose the blending mode add, and you're going to want to make your brush a little bit bigger. and you're gonna want to shade it the way I'm doing it now. Basically, the sides on the outside are the longest and in the middle is the shortest. Now you're doing the same thing for the hair strands, except it was on the multiply layer. Now we're going to be using the add blending mode and just do the strands the same way we did before. Now you're going to merge two of the add layers and then lower the opacity to your discretion. Now we're changing the color of the line art by going on another layer and clipping it on top of the line art. And we're going to choose a darker color, but not exactly black, and just color over the line art. You can also change the color of the line art to something other than the hair color, just if you have a certain mood you're going for, or the lighting's kind of different. Just merging everything together here so I can erase certain parts of it later, because I kind of drew over like the arm and the antennas of my OC, and we don't really want that, so. This part isn't really a part of the tutorial, but I'm just adding wings to the end of her eyelashes because I just feel it looks prettier. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. Bye!